With Manchester United continuing to play without a plan on the field and the club's ownership showing a lot of patience with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it remains to be seen when the first signs of dressing room mutiny will start to show. At present, players don't look like they're going to throw their manager under the bus, something that happens when a club is going through turbulent times. However, Cristiano Ronaldo is reportedly unhappy with how things have worked out for him ever since his return to Old Trafford. The legendary Portuguese forward has scored goals alright, but that hasn't helped the club's cause much, and now there are rumours that he might leave the club sooner rather than later. The World Cup qualifiers are on their way, and we've got some crucial updates from some of the games involving the pre-tournament favourites from Europe. Be ready for some disappointing news. Now, we're sure that most of you have watched the Dutch Eredivisie, but you really need to know about Ajax's latest Brazilian star, who's definitely got a bright future ahead of him. Meanwhile, Paul Pogba is reportedly getting closer to finding a new club as the France international runs down his current deal at Old Trafford. Alright, so we've got loads of things to cover in this video, so if you like our content, make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications, and we'll let you know whenever we've got a new video coming up. The identity of teams that have qualified for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar has become clear in the last few days. After France and Croatia confirmed their places in the competition, Serbia also got things done at the expense of Portugal, who only needed a draw. However, Aleksandar Mitrovic's last-minute goal meant that the Serbs made the automatic qualifying spot on their own. Portugal will now have to go through the playoffs in order to qualify for Qatar 2022. Meanwhile, North Macedonia clinched a World Cup playoff berth following a 3-1 win over Iceland. Turkey finished second in Group G and secured a place in the playoffs. The Netherlands have already confirmed an automatic spot in Qatar. In Group H, Croatia are through, with Russia having to settle for a playoff spot. Group I saw England secure qualification, while Poland will be in the playoffs. Spain had no margin for error when they welcomed Sweden at the Estadio de la Cartuja in Sevilla. Only a draw was needed to validate their direct ticket to Qatar. They ended up winning, but in a very laborious manner. But all's well that ends well, so La Roja will now be looking to do well at the World Cup. Where will Pogba play next season? This is the question that nobody's got an answer to, and we think that even the man in question has no idea and is just as confused as we are. The Frenchman's contract expires next June, and the midfielder and his agent, who we shan't name, also haven't ruled out signing an extension. It's just like sitting in a bar with someone who's sort of talking to you, but looking at the others playing pool. According to British media, Manchester United's ownership is keen to extend the World Cup winner's contract, and are even willing to offer him a bumper deal. But the problem is that the mercurial midfielder hasn't really said much about it. It appears that Pogba has a lot of admirers, and Real Madrid still see him as a player they'd move heaven and earth to sign. The Spaniards like what Pogba can offer and are even thinking about making a move this January, which would be a very enticing option for Manchester United, who should be thinking that now will be the best time to cash in on a player who hasn't completely convinced in his last 4 years at Old Trafford and blows hot and cold anyway. This winter, there's a soap opera that's likely to animate the region of Catalonia. It's been a really long time since an English player has played for Barcelona, and it appears that Raheem Sterling might become one of those rare players. According to rumours, new manager Xavi is a huge fan of the City winger and is eager to sign him up. But it's not going to be easy. Mainly because the Catalan club's finances are not at their best at the moment, while the value of the Citizens player remains very high, not to mention the fact that the Mancunians absolutely don't need to sell to replenish their funds. This Sunday, Mundo Deportivo claimed new information on this case, and we learn in particular that the price is indeed €50 million. The newspaper specifies that the player wants to leave the Etihad, and that Barca intend to take advantage of the player's willingness to negotiate an exit with Manchester City. Even though the two clubs have a cordial relationship, many of the Sky Blues executives being former Barcelona employees, the English giants are not going to give their counterparts any gifts. It remains to be seen how Joan Laporta will manage to carry out this operation. The media is talking about a loan deal with an obligation to buy, to be settled in several installments, hoping that Barca will regain financial health in the coming months or years. The soap opera has only just begun. Antony Mateus dos Santos, known as Antony, was born on February 24, 2000 in Osasco, in the state of Sao Paulo in Brazil. Coming from a modest family, the youngest of 3 siblings grew up in a favela, a difficult childhood that helped to forge his character. At 10, he joined the Academy of Sao Paulo, one of the biggest clubs in the country. Within the club of his hometown, he climbed the ranks one by one and saw his dream take shape on September 26, 2018, the date of the signing of his first professional contract. With the number 39 written on his back, the twirling winger was thrown into the deep end in the Brazilian Serie A on November 15, 2018 against Grêmio Porto Alegre at 18 years old. It was during the home stretch of the Paulista Sao Paulo State Championship where he stood out. The young winger started the Brasileiro 2019 as an undisputed starter and ended the season with 4 goals and 6 assists. It was then that he began to attract the interest of prestigious European clubs. In the sights of Arsenal, AC Milan, and even AS Monaco and Lyon in France, it was ultimately Ajax Amsterdam who won his signature. The residents of the Johan Cruyff Arena finalised the arrival of the 19-year-old Brazilian international for a sum of €16 million. The amount could climb to €22 million without any bonuses, which would make the native of Osasco the most expensive player in Ajax history. The highly talented winger has quickly put the Amsterdam public and his coach Erik ten Hag in the pocket. During his first season with Ajax, he's already decisive with very promising stats: 9 goals and 8 assists in 32 games. But above all, it's his ability to constantly be a dangerous player that's impressed us. A real poison for defense. Antony is splashing the lawns of the Eredivisie with his ball-to-the-toe class and polished technique. Antony's rise has been so quick that people have moved on from Hakim Ziyech, who was similarly that good during his time in the Netherlands. The young winger has got a promising future ahead of him, and let's see how he ends the current campaign. Several reports in England are claiming that Cristiano Ronaldo is eager to seek a new club only 3 months after joining Man United. The veteran forward has made a good start to life in England on a personal level, but on the collective, his team is struggling, and if they continue to perform the way they are, they might not even qualify for the Champions League next year. At his age, the former Real Madrid man knows that he hasn't got a lot of years left and needs one last push for Champions League glory before he retires. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has not been able to get things right this season, and it appears that the Norwegian's future is secure for now. This means that United might not be in a position to fight for top honours this season, and CR7 is too competitive for that. So if United are unable to bring in a better manager at Old Trafford, the chances are they'll have a poor 2021-22 campaign, which will probably mean no Champions League football. However, if United are able to bring in a good manager, chances are that the new man will be able to turn things around. Reportedly, the Red Devils are already making plans to bring in Zinedine Zidane, who's a serial winner, having won 4 Champions League titles as the manager of Real Madrid. The legendary former France international has been patiently waiting for the right gig, but will need some convincing to arrive at a club that's struggling on several fronts. At Old Trafford, the candidacy of Zinedine Zidane doesn't lack argument between his ability to win major trophies and develop young players, something that originally embodied a certain Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Faced with the sling of the Glazer family, exasperated by the disappointing quality of play offered, Solskjaer has seen the noose tighten around him. Today, all of Manchester United dreams of welcoming Zinedine Zidane to the theatre of dreams, but it remains to be seen whether the former World Cup winner will actually want to join a team that is far from competing for top honours.